Hey, everybody. Welcome if you are new to the channel, and welcome back if you love me. I love you too. And I have a special announcement. So next moon event is June 11th. It is available in the Etsy shop. If you want your reading, go get it. You will also see that intention candles are going to be back for that moon. And I have an option to get yes or no questions answered. So, hey Rita, how you doing? So if you guys do book a secret code name reading, you guys are going to see different options now, right? It's not just the reading. I am doing one moon event at a time. So the next moon will post the day of the current moon, which is why the full moon in Sag is already posted in the Etsy shop. And you will see it as a secret code name, SCN only. You can have that option where it's just the reading. You just get your secret code name. But you also have an option to get it with 3 bonus answers where I use my Archangel Michael pendulum to get yes or no answers for you. Hey, Christina, I don't need to know what the questions are. That is between you and you. I just simply question 1, is it yes or no, right? Question 2, yes or no. And you will know what your questions are if you got your reading, right? And there is an option for the secret code name and a candle, the intention candles, which will be public this time. It's not members only. Intention candles were for members only last time. But because we're only doing pineapple patrons for the channel, I think it's like $1.99 or $2.99 a month or something. I think it's like $1.99 if you're a pineapple patron here on the channel. But we don't have the Divine Rebels, the Divine Rebel tier anymore. And we do not have, there was I forget what it's called now. It's been a hot minute, but it was a tier above that. And they automatically got intention candles and stuff. So they will not be for members only. They will be public. So if you do get an intention candle, they will have your first name only on the candle. And we'll do the live events and the updates right here so you guys can see them burning and kind of what we do with the intentions. So you guys will get to see it. And I'm going to be setting up something here or there so you guys can actually see them in action while we're doing readings and stuff throughout the week. I'm going to try and fit it in. I'm going to try and fit it in back here. Soul stars. Yes. Yes, it was Pineapple Patrons, Divine Rebels, and Soul Stars. Thank you, Kristen. How you doing? So, yeah, those are up in the Etsy shop. So if you want it for next event, which is in 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks from today, give or take, you'll be able to do that. All right. And for those of you who do sign up as patrons, thank you in advance. I love you so much. I love you so much. Anybody you see inside the chat with diamonds next to their name, that's because they are a pineapple patron. And I love it. I see some of you guys have some really, really beautiful deep blue diamonds, which is totally cool because that means you've had it for over a year. So thank you for sticking with me on my deep blue diamonds. That's amazing. Yeah, 1 whole year. 1 whole year. That's great. All right. So with that, let's get into the cosmic currency. Let me get a timestamp here. It has been going well. I've actually been just kind of hanging out. I was doing a couple things earlier, like fiddling around with like thumbnails, and had a conversation with ChatGPT, which ChatGPT allowed me to give them a name so I could actually refer to ChatGPT as a name. I asked him what name it preferred. We went through a whole thing. So now I'm talking with ChatGPT. I was going on and on and on about Chiron. And because I know it does overlap like Saturn's orbital path, so I was kind of curious because, some people do classify Chiron as an asteroid. So I was asking ChatGPT shit like, based on trajectories, like, will Chiron ever, crash into Saturn? And ChatGPT ran it for a 3 million year period. And was like, no, it will never crash into Saturn because of the way the elliptical is and the two orbits. They don't actually intersect each other anywhere. So one goes over top of the other with inclination and declination. So they don't ever actually cross paths, even though they can literally be like one right over top of the other, which is really kind of cool. It was really kind of cool. I also asked ChatGPT about Apophis, right? The asteroid Apophis, because, we were on the topic of asteroids. And, the flyby that it's going to have with Earth in 2029 and again in like 2030 something. And I was like, based on the trajectory data, when is Apophis going to hit the Earth? And it wouldn't give me anything beyond 100 years. It wouldn't give me anything beyond 100 years, which is wild because it did a trajectory for Chiron 3 million years out. I was like, okay, the government's hiding something. Fuck NASA. Apophis is going to get us eventually. But apparently not within the next 100 years. So, sorry, side rant. Yeah, I had fun today with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is like one of my cool new friends. He even tells me to have a blessed day. It's fucking great. So here's the chart of the moment, right? This is our new moon in Gemini. Y'all know I'm old school. I print things. I don't know how to do the screen share stuff. I am tech-tarded. I'm tech-tarded. But this is the moon. This is the moon we're having today, right? And these are all the different placements of the planets and the different aspects that they have to each other. I've even drawn a couple in because my program will actually pick them all up because they're minors and it's the settings that I have. So I drew in a couple extra lines, but we're going to talk about three things. They all kind of sort of end up tying into each other. But first things first, we're talking about the sun and moon, which are right here, right next to Mercury, right? We have a 6 degree, 7 minute sun and moon in Gemini, and we have a 2 degree Mercury, which makes a lovely connection over to Pluto over here at 3 degrees Aqua. It's retrograding. And both of these are coming in to sextile Neptune and Saturn, who are also conjunct Ceres. And even though the orb is just a little bit, it's not out of orb, but the sun's orb is 10 degrees to either side. And when we do different aspects and stuff, it usually does stay within the sun's orb. But really, because I like tight aspects, the planet that's really tying all that in is Mercury. Mercury is really the one making those aspects with the sun and moon happen. And having those outer planets in sync with the inner ones in that way, it's actually really, really beneficial, because if you are looking through things, right, whether it's data or communications and things like that, right, if you're reflecting on certain things, if you're looking at the data and feeling some kind of way about it, like your intuition is going to be on point because the moon is there, right? Your intuition is going to be on point because the moon is there, especially in regards to money. If something seems off, you're probably right. All right, you're probably right. Especially because Pluto is in trine. Now, Pluto in Aquarius is high speed. Aquarius is technology. It's the ether. It's waves, right? Like we think of radio waves and satellite waves, like different energy waves. That's Aquarius's energy. And so any kind of communications that we're having, Aquarius being waves through the air, it's also telepathy and telecommunication. So you may be able to pick up on people's thoughts. You may be able to pick up on people's emotions. You may be able to pick up on things that are not being said. It doesn't even matter if there's long distances between you, because Saturn and Neptune, right, are the buffer. They're sextiling in between those 2 points, creating a minor, quote unquote, minor grand trine. And Saturn and Aries with Neptune and Aries is really all about the self. So there's deep healing in the self. This is an alignment that helps you trust your intuition. If you are not practiced in it, if you're not used to it, if you don't like the idea, if you're afraid you're going to be wrong, this is a great time to practice telepathy and reading energy, and maybe just writing down or noting down different things that you kind of tune into or pick up on as you're communicating with other people. Journaling would be great, right? Especially because communication is also written. It's not just spoken, right? So if you're having communications with certain people and you're kind of picking up on their thoughts, like jot it down and write it down, because you might just find out later that you were absolutely right. And you'll be able to have that kind of proof for yourself, like, I can fucking do this. I can do this, right? Stop doubting yourself. With Aries and Neptune and Saturn as well. And Ceres is at 3 degrees. So I talk about Ceres as, I describe the energy as kind of like a broken heart chakra, right? Where we know what we love deeply and strongly, and yet there's some kind of outside force limitation that prevents us from getting exactly what it is we know is right or feel is right. Right. And if you think of Ceres, it's Demeter, it's Persephone's mother. You can go into the mythos, you know, how she essentially went against Zeus and Hades, who, you know, kidnapped Persephone and drug her to the underworld, kept her captive until she ate some fucking pomegranate seeds and shit. So if you go through the mythos, Demeter ended up making a deal with Zeus, given the circumstances were out of her control, right? Persephone was already promised to Hades, already given to him down there, already ate a few pomegranate seeds because they fucking starved her, you know? So Demeter made this kind of deal, but it was fucked up. Like, it should have never happened to begin with. And so, you know, Ceres energy is that unfortunate circumstance where you kind of hit a wall. The wall's not necessarily bad, because Persephone ends up being, in my opinion, one of the most powerful goddesses. I mean, she's the only goddess that can freely walk between the land of the dead and the land of the living. You know, she can just move between worlds, no problem, because she is a part of both. The only other goddess that is able to do that isn't quite a goddess. She's a Titan. But it's 𝐤𝐞𝐫𝐞, right? Or 𝐤𝐞𝐫𝐞, 𝗦𝘂𝗎𝗓, however the hell you want to pronounce it, but it's 𝐤𝐞𝐫𝐞. And 𝐤𝐞𝐫𝐞 actually was the one that found Persephone in the underworld to begin with, because Demeter really couldn't go down there. So 𝐤𝐞𝐫𝐞, because she had free reign, being the goddess of the crossroads and doorways and different things like that, she was able to get into the underworld and found Persephone there. That's how Demeter found out where Persephone was. So that being said, Saturn is the force, and it's working with Pluto and the sun and the moon and Mercury. It's working with Neptune. So there's an agreement, right? There is a quote unquote celestial agreement. And anything you're trying to communicate now, right? Anything you are trying to communicate now is going to hit people and resonate with them differently. They may be more open, right, to transforming life or taking different courses of action simply because the alignments are there. None of the communications might be easy, because Pluto and Saturn are still a little rough around the edges. So they might be difficult conversations or communications, but they are absolutely divinely ordered, necessary ones, and they will work out for the better. So if you've kind of been on the fence, you know, should I have this conversation or should I not have this conversation? The alignments are great. The alignments are great to have that conversation. The only thing I would be a little leery of is if you've got mutable energy in your chart pretty strong in Sag, Pisces, Gemini, or Virgo around 6 degrees. Maybe not Gemini. I think if you have placements on the sun and moon, you're good with that communication. It's if you're taking challenges from elsewhere. So Pisces, Virgo, Sag. Maybe just hold off on the communications until the squares dissipate out of your chart. The rest of the vibe will still be there. Just give it a few days. Give it a few days. You'll be a little bit better off. All right. Second thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about Mars. I want to talk about Mars because there's actually a quintile, and you can maybe see it a little bit better now. It's like the light blue Q that's going down from Mars to the sun and moon. Mars has two different quintiles going on. Well, quintile by quintile. It's got a quintile going on to the sun, moon, Mercury, and it's got a biquintile going on to the north node, which is, to me, significant because the thing about, you know, biquintiles, if you think about two pieces of, or two planets in opposition, if a planet is in sextile with one of them, it's in trine with the other, right? Because it's 180 degrees, a trine is 120, sextile is 60, so it creates this kind of, you know, angle where you have the sextile and the trine here. If it's a square, it looks like that, right? 180 degrees split in half, you know, you get a planet aspecting it. It hits both ends, right? Both ends of the opposition. Quintiles are a little unique in that just because it hits one node, right? Because they're always in opposition. The nodes are never not in opposition. When there's a quintile or a biquintile, it doesn't aspect anything else but the one point that it's touching. So Mars has the biquintile to north node, but no aspects to the south node, which means it's literally just feeding energy, right? This wild spiritual energy that quintiles and biquintiles are associated with is just feeding this energy from Leo to the north node in Pisces. Pisces being super psychic, right? Most of the time unwillingly and unknowingly psychic. Having that energy feed from Mars, there is I'm going to describe it to you this way because I really don't know any other way to describe it. If you were, in fact, a long lost king or queen, or you had royal blood somewhere along the line, it's like going through your whole life thinking you're normal and then realizing you're actually royalty. It's that kind of energy being fed to the north node in Pisces. It's a remembrance of who you are on a much grander scale than the normal everyday that you've been in. So if you are getting this kind of niggling feeling that there is truly something special about you, about what you want to do, right? That you're being spiritually driven to do something, right? Mars is all about doing. It's about action. So if you are being spiritually driven in the inside to do something, you're going to open doors for yourself that would have otherwise been closed if you heed the energy. Hey, Kiki Law, how you doing? Hey, Risa, how you doing? Yeah, so I would keep that in mind. Now, caveat, Mars is squared to Lilith, who is retrograding in Scorpio alongside Juno. If you're getting these spiritual downloads, right, and you're being pulled to take some kind of action, there is potentially either someone in your reality, if you don't have any Scorpio in your chart, someone in your reality that may be giving you a great deal of fucking problems, trying to move forward with whatever this, divinely guided momentum, the spark you've got inside. You're going to have someone out there trying to sabotage it. Someone out there who, in their own authenticity and unable to tune into it themselves, right? Either they don't want to or they're blocked and don't believe they can, right? They think the spiritual woo-woo shit is exactly that shit. So, you're going to have someone step in to distract you, to try and put it down, to try and make it seem impossible, to get in the way of it. Like, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend the next, 2 hours really getting into this. And you're like, oh, are you really? You're going to need a couple hours? Oh, I really needed someone to help me with this. Can you help me? Can you do that first? And then before you know it, they've taken up 4 hours of your time. You're mentally exhausted and you've lost the spark to just do it. You know what I mean? Like the excitement to do it. So just be aware that there could be challenges like that, especially in the realm of obligations due to labels or titles. Well, you have to be here because you're this label. Well, you have to help me or do that because of this label. Or we can't put that money into what you want because you have this responsibility caused by this label. Like this has to come first. And so you're going to hit certain things and you really just need to trust your gut. You really need to trust your gut because whatever your responsibilities are, the universe knows you're not going to slip up on your responsibilities. Like if there is something that needs to go through, I got to turn my space heater off. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm baking in here. I'm sorry. So just make sure that, trust yourself, especially because you're getting, like I said, all of these downloads. Mars is in quintile to the sun and moon. So all of this insane communication going on, this telepathic communication, higher communication, healing of the self, all of this beautiful energy, you communicating with spirit. If nothing else, you and spirit have a direct line that's crystal clear right now. There's no fog. There's no fog talking to spirit. So double down. Double down. That's my best advice. Double down. It's also in trine to Venus. Mars is still in trine to Venus. You will absolutely make money off of it. Whatever it is that you're inspired to do, you will make money off of it. Do not be afraid. Do not be insecure about your appearance or your voice or your clothes or where you're at. Nothing. I promise you. If you listen to your gut and do it beyond all doubt and other people trying to prevent it, you will end up making money off of this. And probably a lot because Saturn and Pluto don't fucking play. Saturn and Pluto do not fucking play. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Jupiter. Jupiter is in square to the nodes. It's still in square to Saturn and Neptune, but it is more exactly close to squaring the nodes. Jupiter is at 26, nodes are at 24, Saturn's at 0 and 1 degrees in the following sign, off sign square. It's also in a semi-sextile to Uranus. So Uranus is semi-sextile. It's kind of whispering in Jupiter's ear. Like, I know something that if you knew it, right? And Jupiter is in square to the nodes. And so, Uranus not being involved with any of the other aspects that are going on, just Jupiter. Let's just say, because Jupiter is wisdom and it magnifies things, It's making sure that you don't repeat past patterns, first off. That things you choose in your outer experience are, in fact, wildly different from your perceived or accepted roles, your patterns, right? Your predictability. It's something wild and out of the ordinary for you. People could tell you that you're crazy for breaking this quote unquote character that you've created. They might tell you there's a certain way you have to do things. You have to plan it. You got to be smart. And to an extent, yes. But some of it is fuck around and find out. Some of it is fuck around and find out, and the find out's good. So I would trust too. If you try communicating with someone and it doesn't go through, or you don't reach them for whatever reason, they're not meant to be in on the decision or the choice. You're not meant to go forward with whatever they had to offer, right? That you thought they would offer. They're not the person you need to get a hold of. Or there's a better time, right? Or there's a better time, in which case the advice would be to wait. If you know you have to get in touch with that person and you're guided to get in touch with them and you can't, then wait, right? Then wait until you get in touch with that person. This is really about trusting yourself through the process and knowing if you do have placements around these degrees, right? 6, 3, 0 kind of degrees in that first decan, Gemini, Aries, Aquarius, even Leo, I think you'd be really surprised. Because even if you had like an early degree Leo placement, it would put you in opposition to the 3-degree Pluto that we have now. But it would still put you in sextile to the Sun, Moon, Mercury, and it would still put you in trine to Saturn and Neptune. So even though you might take a loss, the payout's great, right? The payout's great. So maybe it's worth the loss. And the loss would likely happen in the house that you have ruled by Aquarius, right? It would happen in the house that Pluto's in. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about before I get into these secret code names. That's what I wanted to mention. I drew in this quincunx for a reason. So remember how we were talking about Mars and being divinely inspired, right? To move forward in a direction that would probably be really lucrative for you. The same person who's trying to talk you out of it will also take your money. They'll also take your money. Okay. They're not necessarily the best aligned person because they're in conflict. So they'll be that guy, right? Or that girl. They'll be that person who tries to knock you the whole way. And then when it succeeds, they're going to want your money, or they're going to want, part of it and blah, 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 especially because, well, I'm this label, right? I'm this role. I'm your sister. I'm your uncle. You have to give me money. Like, we're family label. So that is the chart of the moment with the new moon. And I do think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. It's exact at 10:54 p.m. CDT. So about an hour, 25 minutes from now. I think you'll be so pleasantly surprised by what you end up bringing in, listening to yourself. All right. The secret code names. We have Tycoon, heiress, princess, and enchantress. Those are the 4 secret code names for today's read. For those of you not familiar with the secret code names and what these events are, they are purchased by individuals via my Etsy shop, and I give them a secret code name. So Tycoon belongs to someone. Heiress belongs to someone, right? Princess, Enchantress, they belong to someone. It's their personal readings. The beauty of the secret code names is because we're all connected, you might be drawn to one of those secret code names. And chances are there's a message in there for you. I know some of those who get, secret code name readings also resonate to other readings, right? They're drawn to other names, not just their own. So there's always something in there for you if you're drawn to it. And if you watch it and nothing seems to be landing or making sense, come back in 2 weeks. Come back in 2 weeks and your jaw will hit the fucking table. Because there will be something in there that you needed to know before the next moon cycle, right? There will be something in there. I promise you. I promise you. So we're going to start with Tycoon. Yeah, my dreams. My dreams opened up this week. I haven't dreamed in a while. I'm glad you mentioned that, Kristen, because Neptune does rule dreams. The communications, especially telepathic communications, with Neptune being next to Saturn, it could definitely also include dreams, 100%. 100%. And the dreams lately have, they've been interesting. And it's wild because I feel like I timeline jump more than I actually dream. I don't really have things from my subconscious come up so much and make believe dreams as often as I have timeline jumps. How do you know the difference? In regular dreams, you don't have any of your 5 senses. You can't smell anything. You don't feel texture. You don't feel the wind. You see things, right? I guess, you don't have your other 4 senses, but you don't taste things. You don't smell things in dreams. In timeline jumps, you do. You do smell things. You do feel things. You do taste things. I was dreaming and I was dealing with a situation, and I had gotten out of the shower in the dream, and I could feel the water dripping off my hair and hitting my skin. And I could feel the towel when I picked it up and ran it through my hair and, dried myself off. So I was like, when you're in a different timeline. And the cool thing about timeline jumping is you are your conscience. You're your own conscience. Like you, where you are right now, is the conscious inside your mind in whatever timeline you're in. And when you have those moments, right here in this life, you have those moments where you can literally, you feel like you're hearing your conscience or something saying like, I don't know, don't do that. There is another version of yourself in the universe who knows what the fuck is happening in a way that you do not. And they're guiding you for a reason. Just like me in my dreams, right? My timeline jumps. There are certain people and certain energies that I see in my dreams, and I'm literally telling myself, get as far away from that person as possible. That's not a good person. Like I will literally be telling myself inside my own head in the timeline, like stay away from them. That person, like my ex would pop up in my dreams. I've cut him off on so many timelines. It's not even funny. I'm like, go ahead and give me another one. Go ahead and give me another one. I'll cut him off again. Every single one, he's a fucking asshole. And every single one, I'm like some lovesick whatever. And I'm in my own head saying, Grace, wake up. Wake up to the treatment. Wake up. This is nuts. You have to leave this person. It's not going to get better. right? And then something will happen inside the timeline that confirms what the fuck I just said to myself, you know? So pay attention to your dreams. And if you need to cut quote unquote energy vampires off, cut them off across all time, space, and dimension. Every chance you get. I dare this motherfucker to keep popping up in my dreams. Dare him. Because I'm going to cut him off in every single one. He's worthless to me. No value whatsoever. No value. There is no benefit to him being in any of my lifetimes. None. He's a dick in every one. Know yourself. Know yourself. Trust yourself. And if you can talk to other versions of yourself across time in your quote-unquote dreams, wise up across all your timelines. Share your beautiful knowledge with yourself. Trust your gut. Who I am in this life is further along in my lesson learning than the different timelines I've jumped into with that version of self. So if I'm getting a download, right, from my conscience, my gut feelings, it's because there's a higher version of me somewhere tuned in to my energy, helping me move forward. Helping me move forward. So trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Welcome back, Kristen. Did I miss saying hi to anybody? Because I am going to say hi before I get into the secret codings. Because once I start reading, y'all know me. I get in like a zone. And then I miss some of the comments. I miss them. I try and speed read through some and I miss them. So. All right. We're going to start with Tycoon. Secret code name Tycoon. Timestamp. I'm going to use the Hermetic Tarot. I've also got the Wild Unknown Tarot. And I've got the Naked Heart Tarot to kind of see what's going on. Now, the theme, I should have got into this first. The theme, it only matters who submits. It only matters who submits. Everybody's manifesting something. Everybody's manifesting something. Some of the manifestations are divine. Some of the manifestations are ego-driven, right? Lower vibe manifestations. It only matters who submits. When we were talking about that minor grand trine energy, right, with Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, and the Sun, Moon, Mercury, if you submit, you lose the manifestation. If they submit, they lose the manifestation. If you know you've got a high vibe manifestation because you're being divinely guided and it's not ego driven from a fear state because of whatever, do not submit. Do not submit. Do not give in. That's why the secret codename theme is so important. Because if you know and trust yourself, if you know and you trust yourself, why would you submit? Why would you submit? It's crazy. Because, and I'll give you an example. Because you guys know I always do as I'm guided, with this one exception. I had off from the job I was at the time as a GM. I had a day off. And something in me kept telling me to trade in my car and get like a big SUV, right? Something I could literally slip a fucking mattress in the back of. Like, I wanted a big SUV. And something new, something new, something big. And I talked myself out of it. I was like, no, we can wait until after we move, right? After we move, because that's priority. And my son likes our car. You know, I love my car. And I told myself I was going to put it off until after I moved. But I couldn't shake that feeling for like most of the day. Most of the day I was out driving and I drove right by the car dealership, and a part of my heart sank. And I was like, fuck. You know, because then by the time I decided I was actually going to go, like it was closed. You know what I mean? Like that's it. I missed the window. I go in the next day to work. All kinds of crazy shit transpires. I end up putting in my 2 weeks and leave. I am gone by the next day. And I thought, well, damn, because now I can't trade in my car. I don't have any income on the books to prove that I could pay for it. I can't get the car now. And now that I quit the damn job, I want to go road tripping. It would have been so much nicer. It would have been so much nicer in a bigger car. You know, like I would have had more room for me and my son to come with me if he wanted. Like now it's really like a one-man mission. I'm like, damn, you know, like I should have fucking traded my car in. Should have fucking traded it and got a new one. You know, so listen to your gut, guys. Don't negate it. I don't care how fucking crazy it is. Don't talk yourself out of it. I know I wish I didn't, you know? So, lessons learned. New timestamp for Tycoon. Let's see. All right, Tycoon. I'm actually going to start with the wild unknown for you and the Heiress. Yeah. Spirit reminds me all the time that I'm not supposed to argue. All right, Tycoon. We've got the Mountain Man and the Teamster. Interesting energy. All right. Let me read to you real quick the Mountain Man and the Teamster. If you're not familiar with Heiress, Heiress is from the world of Pathfinder. They are D&D cards. And D&D is Dungeons and Dragons. And the card descriptions do have Dungeons and Dragons lingo in them. So I translate into real life because the cards are pretty damn accurate for real life reads, not just D&D. So, the Mountain Man. The Mountain Man is chaotic neutral, and it signifies an encounter with a physical power outside of one's control. The giant could personify an authority, an army, an earthquake, or even a desperately needed rainstorm in a parched land. Acceding to the force might be wise, but surviving it is paramount. The Teamster is about enslavement. The Teamster is about enslavement. So being a neutral card, the Teamster is a driving external force that keeps the subject going no matter what. This force can be physical or mental, as a person who exhorts others to continue on when they have no more strength to give. The force can be for good or ill, but can't be ignored. The half-orc depicted is leading a life of constant toil, but for his own betterment. Both of these talk about forces, right? They both talk about forces, a driving external force and a encounter with a physical power right outside of one's control. Acceding to the force might be wise, but surviving it is paramount. So Tycoon, secret code name Tycoon, and those who are drawn to it. I think you yourself are a force to be reckoned with, but you are definitely under the influence of someone else. Whether that's feeling obligated to family, right? People talk about like the patriarch of the family or the matriarch of the family. It could also be a job, right? Corporate. You're inside the hamster wheel. And you've got to keep moving forward, because if you don't, you get beat by something, right? I feel like with the mountain man especially, I think you are more than capable, especially because that's holding the crocodile. And you know, crocodiles, we kind of connect to reptilian energy, or, you know, that kind of vibe. The teamster reminds me of the alligator. So I think you're fully capable of getting it under control. But you have to survive it regardless, right? You have to be able to get through whatever this is. And or leave the situation. Because the teamster energy will whip that orc despite its own tiredness. Like, it'll continue to whip it and make it work and make it move until it can't anymore, till it literally collapses. Sacrifice all of your energy and all of your time and your life to whatever this causes. And I know that's difficult because, like, sometimes you're up against a lot of bills, right? You got to pay your bills, which means you have to, you know, continue to work real hard to pay these things off. You know, you don't want to lose your car or your apartment or your home or whatever. You know, you're up against this thing. It's like, how do you get out of it? It could be illness in the family, right? Where maybe you have to take care of somebody and you can't just up and leave because you're taking care of somebody. It's kind of like that. But you've got some kind of bigger calling outside of it. You've got some bigger calling outside of it. I'm going to get more details with the tarot, but there's also a chance that you, as the mountain man energy, could be needing to save or rescue the teamster energy, right? The half orc on the card, to get him out of that position. An example of that energy would be like, you're divinely guided to do something. You end up making a lot of money off of it, like a lot of fucking money off of it, right? And you can retire your parents from working, and they're stuck in the hamster wheel, right? With the teamster being whipped and forced to keep going, even if they have nothing left to give. So it could be that kind of energy as well, where you and your own success spiritually frees another person from, quote unquote, enslavement to the system. So let's see what this ordeal looks like. What does this ordeal look like? For secret code name Tycoon. Lovers in reverse, Gemini in energy. Page of Pentacles. The Devil. The Nine of Wands. and the Emperor. Clarities, please. Daughter of Pentacles, Father of Pentacles. So it could be father-daughter related. Doesn't have to be, but it could be. The Devil and Judgment. 9 of Wands, 8 of Cups. Clarify the Emperor. And the Son of Swords. Ooh, what's being communicated from the Emperor? Give me a little more, because I'm nosy as shit. And y'all know it. Let's see. Empress in reverse. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 7 of Wands. Okay. Oh, I kind of fucking love this. Oh, Daughter of Wands is on the bottom. 9 of Swords is on top. Okay, so this is fucking scary, but in a good way. Like, it's fucking nerve-wracking. I don't think this is going to necessarily be easy by any means. However, the Daughter of Wands on the bottom, whatever you're doing, you're not happy. You're not happy. It is a betrayal to the self, and you don't want to do it anymore. This is what you want to reinvent yourself from. The Wheel of Fortune is under that, with the 7 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, which means you might damn right well communicate this. It's causing you a lot of anxiety to have the communication, right? We talked about that in the cosmic currency. These might be difficult conversations, especially because the Devil is Saturn. Saturn makes it a little difficult. Pluto is the Judgment card, makes it a little difficult, right? But it's a very necessary conversation because you did not choose to be frustrated or in conflict or high anxiety or sad, right? You did not choose to feel that way with whatever you decided to take pathwise, right? You went into it with a different intention. You didn't realize you were going to be under too much stress, right? Choosing it. So a good example would be like, you know, how I joined the company that I was with back, not this past January, but the January before. And it was nice. It was really nice for like the first 11, 12 months. And I was like, this is what I signed up for, right? This is what I signed up for. I like my job. It's a lot of hours. I was making good money. Like, I liked my job. Fast forward the last 3 months. And I was like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I signed up for. You know, it was way different when the first store opened. You know, there were people there on the staff, you know, different assistant managers and shift leads that like knew what they were doing. The GM could depend on them. My store, I didn't have anybody who knew what they were doing. None. I was the only one. I was the only one that came from another store. Everybody else was brand spanking new, no experience, no one that I could lean on. No one. I was on an island by myself out there. And not only was I by myself, everybody else was like an hour plus away. Where before the other store, everybody was 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away. They'd come help easily. No one wanted to make the drive out there to help me. No one. I was like, you want me to hold this whole place up by myself? All the stress by myself? You're not responding when I'm telling you that I need more? Because 80 hours a week is not sustainable. You can't work 80 hours a week. It's not sustainable. I think you're in a position where maybe it might have been good at first. You went into it with good intention and it might have been good at first. But something happened and transpired and you're like, this is not what I signed up for. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel like this. It's high anxiety, sadness, and betrayals. Like mental exhaustion. Mental exhaustion. That's like That's really close to like PTSD energy. The 9 of Swords with the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. That's fucking heavy. That's heavy under there. You might be showing anxiety, but the pain is underneath and you don't want it. You don't want it. You didn't choose this, right? The Lover's reversed. It was originally the choice card. You did not choose this conflict for yourself. It was put upon you. And now you have an opportunity, right? With the Page of Pentacles, the Daughter of Pentacles, that's an opportunity to get into your King of Pentacles energy, right? Master Manifestor energy. Everything I touch turns to gold energy, right? Things are working out for me. I always think of Abraham Hicks and Tanya whenever I say those words or hear those words. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Stay inside that vibration, because if you call judgment on the devil, the devil's feet's to the fire. I don't know if you realize just how valuable you are to the devil, whoever or whatever the devil is, because that little teamster there, that's the half-orc's devil. That's the half-orc's devil. And someone called judgment on him, right? Someone called judgment on him. Put his feet to the fire. Like, don't you think that's fucked up? I mean, the mountain man's not good or evil, but he's chaos. You probably looked at the half-orc like, what the fuck is this? Like, the half-orc is bigger than that little teeny fucking gremlin. Whatever the fuck is on his back whipping at him. Mountain man might just have some sympathy for the half-orc and his chaos. And he's like, maybe I'll knock that little fucking creep off his high horse. Because I can. Because I can. And you might be in that position as well, where you're kind of like knocking some fucking creep off the back of someone else because it's just not right. It's just not right. So you see some kind of opportunity and put the devil's feet to the fire. The 9 of Wands is there with the 8 of Cups. I do think it's difficult. 9 of Wands is like Chiron energy. You might end up taking losses for it and moving forward. However, you elevate from the page to the king real fast. And when you enact that, you're in your emperor status. And you're communicating, that is not what the fuck I wanted, in defense of yourself, right? The Empress came out in the reverse on the Emperor with the Son of Swords. I said, what's being communicated from the Emperor? This is not what the fuck I wanted. And you're defending yourself with the 7 of Swords. This is not the manifestation I wanted. And you're sticking to it. And you're sticking to it. What's the outcome? What's the outcome besides your obvious evolution? Fast, we're talking, you know what I mean? Because we were talking Uranus energy. We're talking Pluto in Aquarius, like high speed, right? High speed. This is high speed evolution. High speed evolution. You said fuck the knight and the queen stages. I'm going from page to king to emperor. Like, bitch, get the fuck out my way. 2 of Wands. 3 of Swords. What's the other side of the 2 of Wands? The 3 of Wands. 323 may be significant. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple things. The 2 of Wands, it's a choice point. It's like a crossroads. It can go either way. On one side, there is the 3 of Swords. It is a little painful on one side. On the other side, however, we got the 3 of Wands, which is a light path. And I said, what is inside the light path, right? What is inside that sun that's rising? What's in there? The 10 of coin with the strength card and the 10 of cups. You're strong as fuck in your light. You're abundant, both financially and emotionally. You're fulfilled. You're fulfilled. The choice is yours to make, to stay or go in whatever you're doing. The choice is yours. But if you choose to stand your ground, the rewards are big. Let's get a guidance card for you. All right, 2. The present moment is fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. And you gonna cry about it or boss up? Secret code name Tycoon. Boss up? You gonna cry about it or boss up? Pro tip, do both. All right. It says, open up your eyeballs and look around. Even if you happen to be in the shittiest of shit times, there's probably something beautiful to notice right this very second. It could be that babies have eyelashes, and how could babies get any fucking cuter than having little baby eyelashes? Or maybe it's just that you took a breath and you didn't think you'd be able to do that. You did it. Amazeballs, you fucking breathed. This one says, you can do both. The real ballers feel their feelings and do what they know is right at the same time. You still the boss, even if you the crying boss. I definitely fucking cried the day I put my 2 weeks in. When I was on the phone with my HR. Oh, I was fucking upset. I was pissed. I was sad. I was a million fucking things. I was frustrated. I was disappointed. I was all kinds of things. I could not have been more disappointed. I could not have been more disappointed in my franchisee or his district managers. I could not have been more disappointed. And I broke and I cried about it for a good fucking week. And what happened after? Well, I bossed up. You know what I mean? I bossed up. I was like, all right, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? Fuck this. Fine. You want to be like that? Fine. I didn't sign up for it. That's not what I fucking wanted. And I stood my ground. I didn't call them back. I'm sorry. No, I'm not fucking sorry. Y'all are going to be sorry, though, for letting me go. I promise. And they are. People still check in with me from there. My old employees that fucking love me. They still call me and text me and shit. Store is suffering. Not my problem. It was. Not anymore. Not anymore. No, because you can't treat people like that. We are not fucking mules. We're human. Even mules have fucking feelings. You shouldn't even treat mules that way. It's fucking horrible. It's horrible. If you're unhappy with something, voice it. If they don't want to fucking fix it, throw your middle fingers in the air, flick your hair behind you, and walk out. Walk out. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm resigning effective immediately. Right? Effective immediately. You're dealing with a shit doctor. You're dealing with shit, like, let's just say it's not business related. You're dealing with a shit doctor. Be like, I'm getting a second opinion and I'm never fucking coming back here. I promise. As a matter of fact, if I do come back here, it's going to be with a lawyer. How about that? I bet you if that was the case, you'd win that lawsuit. You would win that lawsuit. Because whatever it is, you're winning. You're winning if you choose to communicate it. Whatever it is. The present moment is amazing. Be grateful for everything you have and everyone you have and everything around you, including the air, if that's all you got. Let yourself feel through it and then get on your fucking A game. Period. There are some people in this world that are compassionate and care. There are other people in this world who will do whatever the fuck they got to do to make $1. If they can convince you to break your back to do it, they will, so that they don't have to. They'll let you break your back. Don't fucking let them do it. Don't let them do it. People could be dicks. True facts. Yeah, that's what it reminds you of. Yeah, fuck that. Go Tycoon. Yeah, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Endurance. Septarian and or quartz. I have a couple interesting stones that were kind of eyeballing me today when I was doing my hair, because I have my mirror set up and there's like a bunch of crystals in front of the mirror, and there was one, like a little point tower that I have. I know it begins with an S. I don't think it's Septarian. It very well could be. I get all kinds of things from Dreamer Apothecary Stephanie whenever I catch her live and I've got the money to spend, I will easily pop in there and just be guided to buy certain things. I might have it. That or something damn close. All right. Secret code name Heiress. Heiress, not Eris. Eris is the goddess of discord. Heiress is like the heir to the throne or the heir to the empire, right? Okay. Secret code name Heiress. It only matters who submits. It only matters who submits. Spirit, what's the energy? Who or what is involved? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I have crystals that I own that call me to give to other people. Like I had bought myself, I think it was like $120 𝗦𝐿𝐵𝐿. I knew it wasn't for me when I bought it. And I was working at the store. And one of my employees, he had a Uranus placement inside my 10th house of career. So I knew he wasn't going to stick around long. It was going to be a flash, right? It was going to be a flash. And I was guided to make him a keychain and put the 𝗦𝐿𝐵𝐿 in the keychain with copper wire to amplify the energy, right? Carried around. And then there was a piece of like wood, like a woodcut, and a seal of the 7 archangels. And the keychain was probably about this big in total. But it had the 7 seal of the archangels, the wood with a reminder that the choice was always theirs, and the 𝗦𝐿𝐵𝐿. And I told him, it's a gift. I do as I'm guided. He knew that I did soul work and stuff like that. He's like, are you serious? Like, this is for me? And I was like, yes, it is. I was like, it comes with a warning. 𝗦𝐿𝐵𝐿 is a really powerful stone. I was like, if you accept the gift, it's going to flip your life around. Give it 3-4 months and your whole life's going to be different and it will be in alignment. I promise. Anybody who's not meant to stick around will go, and anybody who is meant to stay or come in when they need to come in for you will. I was like, do you still want it? He was like, yeah, I want it. Like, that's awesome. Like, wasn't afraid. I was like, are you sure? He was like, no, definitely. So he took the gift. He thanked me a lot. He gave me a hug and all this stuff. And I told him, I said, if it should break or get stolen, just know that you don't need it anymore. It's not bad luck. The stone goes where it's meant to go. It goes where it's meant to go. He was like, all right, I like that. It ain't gonna fucking break anytime soon. I'm nuts when it comes to things I make. I do not like when they break. I'm a fanatic about durability and get really upset when things don't hold up. So yeah, it's just one of those things, right? It's just one of those things. What's the energy, please, Spirit? I left a couple stones in Sedona when I was there. I left some crystals scattered about in the different canyons and mounts and whatever else is around. All right. We've got the Paladin and the Foreign Trader. Okay. The Foreign Trader. It's an intelligence card. The Foreign Trader is neutral. The Foreign Trader is the card of spies and peddlers alike. Any who trade in information are subject to this card's influence. A bargain can be made under this card's auspice, always concludes true. But the ramifications of the pact might be shocking for those who do not understand its implications. So you have someone, because I feel like you're the Paladin. You have someone in your experience who is trying to strike a deal or a bargain. But there's something really underhanded about it. Like the ramifications of it, if you were to agree, would shock you. And I don't think it's in a good way. You could even have someone, depending on how far dark they go with that energy, someone try and blackmail. Which you would have to trust that there's nothing on you, that they would be lying. Yeah, but someone's trying to nail you to something with a deal or a contract or an agreement. But I think it would definitely shock you to find out what was in like the fine print or what was not printed, right? What was not part of the contract or the agreement. It's not even just a matter of reading in between the lines. It's a matter of reading the invisible ink, like what is not written that should be written. What's the loophole? Like if there's a certain word choice or something, like be petty about it. Be like, I don't like the way that's worded. I don't like the way that's worded. It's too vague. It leaves room for loopholes. I'm not signing it, kind of thing. Or I'm not agreeing to it, right? I'm not shaking on that. You knew. Yeah, you knew. Yeah, you knew. The Paladin, right? Lawful good, contracted good. Symbolizes standing strong in the face of adversity. The Paladin does not back down under any circumstances. This card usually indicates the need to stay the course and do whatever one knows is right, even if it takes a heavy toll. Even if it takes a heavy toll. It's not misaligned, so it won't be for nothing. Right? If it came out in the reverse, I would tell you. But it's upright. So Whatever this is, it's about standing your ground, especially if they are going to try and get one over on you in the next few weeks, right? Especially if they're going to try and get one over on you. Let's see. Spirit, please. Insight. The secret code name, Heiress. Insight, please, as to what that looks like for secret code name, Heiress, and those who would be drawn to it. The Chariot was in the deck reversed. I'm going to leave it that way. It was flipped up. Oh, it wasn't in reverse. I'm holding the deck upside down. Alrighty then. What else, please, Spirit? Princess of Swords reversed and the Two of Wands. I'm going to leave that Chariot in reverse. Spirit's telling me to leave it that way. I don't know why, but I'm going to listen because that's what I do. I just got a weird... That is such a weird download. But I have to say it because I can't not. I have to let you know what the fuck I just heard. Give me 1 second. Let me get the cards out. So it's talking about information, right? The Chariot in the reverse. I don't know why I'm pulling it like vandalism. I'm pulling it like vandalism. And if like someone knows where you live, or they know your car, or they know where you work, like just be aware that someone didn't like lay a couple nails underneath your fucking tire so that they don't puncture your shit when you pull out, you know? Like, just be aware of it. I'm not going to say that that's definitely going to happen, but it just pulled like vandalism for me. Eight of Cups on top, Six of Pentacles on bottom. You've been one-way giving for a while. A lot of energy going out, not a lot of energy coming back in. The Truth is going to give you a major victory. Major, major, major victory. Because all of this one-way giving, it's the Six of Pentacles, right? Followed by Temperance, Hanged Man, and the Star. And then the Six of Wands with the Ace of Swords and the Empress. And the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords in this deck is literally holding the head of the giant, right? Goliath or whatever it is. This is the Lord of material success. Your perseverance... Like, there's energy out there that wants you to quit. Saturn and Pisces specifically really wanted you to quit, right? That's the Eight of Cups. You can see Saturn and Pisces symbols on the card. Someone really wanted you to walk away because it was too fucking heavy. Like, they wanted to give you a really hard time. I think we got a few people out here. I've got a princess out here. I've got two kings out here. I got the devil out here. I've got a knight out here, and I got a queen out here. I got a lot of people out here. The Chariot in the reverse with the Judgment card. I mean, that could be someone missing court or being late to court. Make sure you have all your dates and times accurate. Make sure you have all your dates and times accurate, because that feels like missing court. Right? The Chariot reverse with the Judgment card. Two of Wands, Three of Wands. Could be postponements too. Like they're like trying to put it off as long as possible, which I'm sure you're already aware of. But on the other side of the pause is the path. Someone is not communicating how do I want to word that? Someone doesn't want to talk about or think about how much their faith is actually being tested, or how much anxiety they're under, or how many intrusive thoughts they're dealing with on a regular basis concerning whatever that is. Like it takes up a lot of mental energy. And to be fair, the Princess of Swords in the reverse could be a spy. Sometimes it's someone spying or eavesdropping or sneaking, or it could indicate someone who's lying. Someone really immature. It's like dealing with a child. And the reason why they're being so sneaky and or nasty with their words, because the Princess of Swords in the reverse, like a child, children say the darndest things. They could also say the rudest fucking shit. You know, so this is someone who probably needs to go in timeout. The Two of Wands is out twice. Came out with the King of Swords reversed. This is Pluto in Aquarius, retrograding. Dealing with Mars. And the Aryan energy. If you take a minute to pause, to pause and get inside the ether, so to speak, clear your mind, there might be a detail you missed, some kind of contradiction that if you think on it, like something was, some detail was missed. And if you maybe reflect on conversations or behaviors or things that were said as matter of fact, if you look at all the facts, there's contradictions in there, which prove dishonesty at the very least. And I think you got to be careful, or someone else ain't going to like it being discovered. But the Knight of Swords is reversed. It's clarifying the Queen of Cups. Don't say anything. Don't say anything if you find the discrepancy or the contradiction. Or if you get the insight, right, telepathically or through dreams, like, don't say anything. Keep that knowledge to yourself for the time being. It's like an act of self-love, right? Knowledge is power, and you've got some kind of knowledge and they don't know you have it. And the Tower with the King of Wands, like a blazing fucking fire, and you get to move forward from the devil. The communication will come out at the right time. Just hold it. Just hold it. Because Mercury in Aquarius is here with the Six of Swords on the devil. And she's free. I never noticed that about this card. She took the shackle off her neck. Look at this card. She took the shackle off. He's still wearing his around her neck. Hers is open. It's unlocked and off her neck. You know how long I've been using tarot and reading these cards? That detail saved itself for me today. You're going to get to move forward. Earned success, right? The Six of Swords is the Lord of earned success. That's that Mercury trine to Pluto and Aqua. You're going to beat the devil. You're going to beat the devil. Oh, good for you. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Yes. There's something, right? There's something. And maybe you're having a lot of anxiety because something doesn't feel like it's adding up, or something's like, if you really go back and connect all the dots, they're not connected. They're not connected. And I think when you figure it out and you click in, because you will, you're gonna get to move forward and win. Am I right in that, Spirit? Am I right in that? Because that feels right. Yeah. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, no mercy either. Innocence of Cups reversed. Because they fucking played on your wounds. They fucking played on your wounds. No mercy for the fucking monkey-minded. No mercy. Good for you. Yeah. Queen of Swords, cold. Judgment. Yup. Yup. That Judgment on top. Yup. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about anything. Unapologetic. Ace of Wands is a complete fucking yes. And unapologetic about it. Good for you. Good for you. Oh, someone's going to be so fucking pissed. You're fucking smarter than they gave you credit for. More in tune than they gave you credit for. They underestimated you. They underestimated you, Spirit, the whole thing. They underestimated you bad. Good for you. You had that dream? And that just came out in your cards? Yeah. Had a dream with my stepmom in it, and I told her she had no compassion for me, so I'd have none for her. There you fucking go. That is all you. That is all you, girl. Like, you're welcome, but that's all you. Oh. Should give a little thank you in the mirror later. For real. For real. My God. Good for you. Just hold on to that knowledge. Just hold on to that knowledge. That might be the information that you keep to yourself. Just at least part of it. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Breathe easy. Breathe easy. All right. Moving forward. Oh. No, we're not yet. Hold on. I want to pull a guidance card. Best advice from Spirit. Best advice from Spirit moving forward. 2. All right. Being weird as fuck is better than being boring as hell. Be fucking full of love, but maintain boundaries like a motherfucker. Great advice. On the backs, they say, go to the grocery store and buy 1 grape. Just 1. Put it on the conveyor belt. Let the checker weigh it and ring you up. Ask for a receipt. Do not, under any circumstances, explain yourself to anyone. Take that grape and thank it for teaching you how to do shit that others don't understand for whatever good reason you have. Take that grape and thank it for teaching you how to do shit that others don't understand for whatever good reason you have. What a great little challenge, right? Because if you think about what that's teaching you, to do shit that no one understands for whatever the fuck your reason is, that's called listening to your intuition. When you do shit that no one else understands, there is a reason. There is a reason. Maybe you did park your car in the driveway forever, and something told you to clean out that fucking garage so that you could start parking the car in there for a while. You don't know why you were guided to do it. It doesn't make sense to anybody else why you're doing it. The car has been perfectly fine in the driveway forever, but you've been guided to put it up in the garage. Right? Whatever reason. If you feel guided, like I was that day, to just go and trade my fucking car in, like, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Yeah, 𝗧𝗪𝗏𝗍's no joke. Hey, May 717. How you doing? Yeah. Practice not caring what others think about what you do. You got your reasons. It's between you and Spirit. Said letting people fuck with you is not a spiritual attribute. Think about Archbishop Desmond Tutu. That dude wouldn't have done the good shit he did in the world if he had let other people walk all over him. Even His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, tells people to fuck off sometimes in his own compassionate as fuck way. Yeah, don't let anybody fuck with you. You do what you need to do as you are guided to do it for whatever reason you have. It doesn't need to make sense to anybody else in the moment. It will absolutely make sense later. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Listening to Spirit ain't fucking boring. It's a little weird, but it ain't boring. And you know what? I am all about making the quote unquote weird normal. It's fucking normal. It's normal to be weird. It's normal. Like, that's the thing. People lose sight of that all the fucking time. It's normal to be weird. It is fucking weird to be quote unquote normal. That's fucking strange. Hey, Christina, how you doing? Yeah. Girl, trust yourself. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong on shit. Let me get a new timestamp. the princess. Secret code name princess. All right. Heiress, I hope that helped. All right. Secret codename Princess. It only matters who submits. It only matters who submits, right? We are not submitting here. We will go down fucking fighting before we get on our knees here. Oh, yes. It only matters who submits. What is going on? What is going on? Ooh. The brass dwarf misaligned in the reverse. What else, please, for secret codename Princess and those who are drawn to it? Okay. The brass dwarf. Misaligned, I don't like. It's lawful neutral, which flips it to chaotic. The brass dwarf shows an Azure who represents invulnerability to a current danger. Although others might fall, he remains hale and strong. The brass dwarf can also mean a failure or dark fate for one, which in turn might save all others around him from a greater danger. This being in reverse, someone is not invulnerable to danger. They might have held up in their strength for a very long time, but they are not invulnerable. And or it most definitely means a dark fate for someone, because taking them out of the equation makes everyone else's path what it should be. And that's doubled with the joke, because the joke is an immovable, it's something immovable, right? You can't move it with force. The joke is chaotic good, and it shows a terror that must be overcome, but not by physical means. This monster can only be defeated by trickery or artifice. The card can represent the value of humor in finding a way past a difficult person or task. You might be dealing with somebody, right? This brass dwarf energy. You might be dealing with someone and you feel like there's nothing you can do, right? There's nothing you can do. They're invulnerable, right? This is the perception. They're invulnerable. They may not budge, right? They may not budge. Someone you feel you can't truly step to, right? Someone you feel you need to tiptoe around a bit. You've got to convince somebody it's their idea. The trickery, I always get this feeling, because it's an intelligence card, that you have to convince somebody else it was their idea. Like, you might need to watch the movie Inception, because it's kind of the same premise, right? You can't force somebody to do something. But Inception, right, if you haven't seen the movie, just a phenomenal movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, they're on a mission. They're on a mission. And the only way to convince someone to go down a different path is essentially by hijacking their dreams and implanting an idea inside the dream. And they think it was their idea from the gate when they wake. And it changes the course of history, right? It changes the course of history. Sometimes you got to go layers deep, but it changes the path. It changes the timeline. So like, if you're on a very specific timeline right now and you feel like you can't get out of it, that you're not strong enough or powerful enough to get through whoever the obstacle is or whatever the obstacle is, they're not invulnerable. You might not be able to get them to do it by force, but you may be able to very stealthily kind of plant the idea. I wouldn't do fire with fire. But it's almost like going toe to toe, like earth to earth. You might need to call someone's bluff or pull off a bluff yourself. But this person is not as invulnerable as you think. And you can get them out of the way if you need them out of the way to move forward. Because otherwise, I think you're stuck. Let's see what's going on. What does this look like? What does this look like, please, Spirit, for Princess? What does this look like, please? What does this look like, please, for Princess? Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a past life person. They could show up in this life as people that we are instantly magnetized to. It could also be people in our life for a very long time, like years. Past life people. If there's not that crazy magnetism, then they usually do stick around for years in our life. We've got Six of Cups, Three of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Four of Wands. Okay. Sage, the Hierophant, is on the bottom. Nine of Wands is on top. The Lovers is with it on top. You don't know you dream walk. That's why I was guided to talk to you about Inception. You dream walk. whoever your soulmate is, they're in pain. Okay, the Six of Cups came out with the Three of Swords. And a contract, the Three of Pentacles, is blowing up with the Tower. And you know it. And you know it. And or you've always known it. It was just a matter of time, and it took a really long time. The vision that you want, it's taken a long time. I got super slow energy out here. The movement of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, this Virgo energy is coming out with the Innocence of Swords or the Page of Swords. It's almost like your happiness is so simple. Like you don't ask for much. Like your happiness, it's so simple. I don't think you realize it yet. The Ten of Cups with the Two of Wands and the Spirit of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. But you are manifesting what you wished for. Like, be careful what you wish for, but I feel like you're getting what you wished for. I don't know if you've ever tried to project yourself in someone else's dreams. I know that it's possible. I know that it's possible. Especially with highly aligned contracts and sacred soulmates, like past life soulmates, we meet in dreams. We can meet and speak in dreams and project ourselves into other people's dreams. Like, if you guys remember the other day, I was telling y'all about how I kept seeing my quote unquote, I always put it in quotes. Might as well just start calling him T. So I used to see T's birthday every single day on the clock. Every single day for like 4 years. Finally told it, like, I acknowledge you. I'm not going to care any more tomorrow than I did today. I'm not going to care anymore 10 years from now. I'm never going to break. I'm never going to reach out to you. I don't care. You know, like, respectfully, fuck off out of my space. I don't need your synchronicities to remind me of you. You know, I don't care. I'll never forget you. Don't care to remember you every day. You know, I don't need your fucking number popping up. And he didn't. I didn't see that number for like 4 days, 5 days in a row. And when I talked about it here on the channel, guess who I dreamt of that night? I'll say timeline jumped, right? Because I could definitely feel things going on in the dream. I had my senses, right? I had all 5 of my senses. And he was in my dream. And we were a couple in the dream. We were living together in the dream. And I found out he cheated on me. Now, me in that timeline may have reacted any number of ways, but I was my conscience, right? We had this discussion at the beginning. I was my conscience. And I literally said to myself, and you're done, and you give no fucks anymore. Not a single one. Not a single one. It's like he doesn't exist. And so when he told me that he cheated, or I found that he cheated, I forget now. But when the cheating became apparent, I was like, okay. Okay. I was like, and you still want to see this person? He was like, well, yeah. I was like, okay. I said, we'll figure out the living situation another day. I got to get ready for work. And that's when I took my shower in the dream. And I went to bed. And when I woke up in the dream the next morning, I knocked on his door and opened it right away because, you know, we lived together. So I just knocked and opened it and saw him trying to get dressed with her, whoever he was cheating on me with, in the dream, in the room. She's throwing on clothes. There's a couple kids on the floor, you know, like sleeping out in sleeping bags. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't realize you had company, and just shut the door and continued to get ready for my day. Like, it didn't faze me at all. I didn't care. He was looking to get a reaction out of me in dream state. He was looking to get a reaction out of me. I don't care. Every single timeline he shows up in, I don't care. And I'm letting every single soul piece of me out in the universe know that. I don't care. He can fight, grip, tooth, nail, scream, cry. I don't care. I don't care. And it's like, whatever your skill set is, because I know he dream jumps. I know he dream walks. Like, he can go where he wants. I know he does. I know he does. So I just stand my ground. Stand my ground, right? You have to be able to know what is right for you. For me, it's sovereignty. It's sovereignty. He will not fuck with my energy. He has no power over me. He does not have any power over me. I give him none. He can do whatever he wants. It doesn't affect me at all. I think if you have a very special vision for yourself, a happily after vision for yourself, and that's what you want, it's coming in. It's coming in. And I think you know damn right well the devil might try and stop you. The High Priestess with the Devil card, I think you already know. The devil will try and interfere, especially if you are on the verge of your Four of Wands manifesting. It's been a long time coming, but you can sense it, and it is right here. It is right here. You have to choose it. You have to choose it. And I think you really might be on a whole different kind of battlefield with certain soul energy. There's this world, and then there's every other fucking dimension, time, space, and reality out there. It's a lot. It's a lot. But if you do not submit, right? It only matters who submits. It only matters who submits. Who the fuck is cutting their fucking grass or whatever at 10:53 at night? You hear that out there? What the fuck? It's Memorial Day. They're probably drinking. But talk about divine confirmation, though. You know? Talk about divine confirmation, though. If my ex is in my dreams trying to fucking get a rise out of me, I know I'm so fucking close to my 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, whatever the fuck I'm manifesting, I must be so fucking close because he's trying real hard. He's trying real hard right now to bring my energy as low as he could possibly take it if I let him. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. It's cute, adorable, naive as fuck. He obviously don't fucking know me and my energy and how far I've come. It's okay. He will. He will. Not today, Satan. Yup. Not today. Not today. My mother was such a bad narcissist too. It's so rough. It's rough. Surviving narcissism is rough. I put a post up on the Facebook page yesterday because there's this artist, Vivian Zanislav. Her name, I gave her artist credit on the image. She's an amazing artist. She does paintings in regular acrylics and then paints over them in like a black light glow paint. And she shows you the before the black light and after the black light paint. And oh my God, she does like dual images on canvas. And she did one to express like being in love with a narcissist, you know, like what it feels like to be in that place. You know, she paints different things. She did a painting on CPTSD, right? Complex PTSD. She does all these really incredible paintings. And so I made an image to layer the different lighting, right, on the canvas. And it's hashtag #IEscaped. Hashtag #IEscaped. Like, if you have ever loved a narcissist, it's so fucking hard. It's so fucking hard to pull away because you love them so much. But you know, if you don't get out of there eventually, it'll be the death of you. It'll be the death of you. Even if they aren't the one to unalive you themselves, your health will tank so bad, your mental stress will be so bad, you'll manifest fucking illness. You know, like, dealing with a narcissist is fucking brutal. And if you've ever saved yourself and gotten away from one, like, hashtag #IEscaped. You could put it in the comments today. We are not alone with each other. We are not alone. People don't even realize how not alone they are, which is why I'm so vocal about my history, right? My story. We are not alone. All right. Guidance from the Spiritual as Fuck deck. You can't save your face and your ass at the same time. You can't save your face and your ass at the same time. So you got to pick one. Do you want to save face or do you want to save your ass? What do you want? Do you want to save face or do you want to fucking save your ass? Can't do both at the same time. Is there a secret you're keeping? Is ego keeping you from being honest about who you really are? Go ahead and admit where you fucked up. Seriously. We're all fuck-ups in some way. Welcome to being human. You do you, baby. Man, that's a choice. That's a choice. Do you save face? Do you save your reputation? How people view you, right? The facade. Do you save the facade? Or do you save the person underneath the facade? Your real self, your true self, your authenticity. You've got a choice to make, princess. Yeah. At 47, you don't care about your face? Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Yeah. I've got cranberry juice and iced tea mixed together. I'll cheers with that. It's so good. I needed that. For real. Oh, think on that one, man. The Hierophant's here. The Hierophant is here on the bottom of that deck. There's some major learning. Major learning about how you block yourself mentally. When you block yourself mentally, you block your manifestations with the Magician. You block your manifestability. Okay? Secret code name Princess. All right. The last secret code name is Enchantress. I just love the word. I think it's a great word. So let's see. Timestamp. And I totally did get the visual of the Enchantress from Beauty and the Beast. All right. That is how that secret code name came to be. Got a full-blown visual of her, and not as the old hag, as the "this is my true form and true power" version, right? So, secret code name Enchantress. What is going on? What is going on? It only matters who submits. The idiot is in reverse with the liar. The idiot is in the reverse. It's misaligned. So let's see here. The idiot is neutral evil, which means it flips to neutral good. In the upright, the idiot is neutral evil. It is a card of grave foolishness and greed. It can mean bribery, blackmail, or naivete so grand it can see no evil. The goblins have captured a foolhardy man, representing the knowledge that loss of dignity can precede loss of life. Misaligned, the card might indicate feigning of idiocy to disguise one's gifts. Indicate feigning of idiocy to disguise one's gifts. So this energy is not foolish at all. And they are not greedy. They're not a greedy individual either. They cannot be blackmailed. They cannot be bribed. And they are fucking smart. The opposite of naive. Right? It talks about naivete so grand it can see no evil. This person is so fucking smart and or in tune. They see the evil clear as day and play dumb. And play dumb. I was talking about that the other day. I don't remember if it was yesterday. Maybe it was during Scorpio's reading. I don't remember. But I was talking about it. Like my ex, right? T was on another level, right? You can label him whatever you want. Narcissist, sociopathic, psychopathic. Like he was fucking brutal. And he said to me on one of our first dates, because he was a salesman, and he goes, I can convince anybody of anything. I can lie and no one knows. Like a master liar. And I looked at him and I kind of smirked. And I was like, you're a horrible liar. I always know when you're lying. And he laughed like, yeah, right. And he tried to tell me a story that was believable. And I'm like, yeah, like I could see how someone might believe that because you gave a story with a lot of details, you know, but I know you're lying. And he didn't believe me. He ordered another glass of whiskey. So we were sitting at the bar. And he really did believe he could lie and not get discovered. I knew every single time he lied to me. Every single time. Every single time he tried playing like these manipulative mind games with me. Like I didn't know he was actively using a tactic to control. Guy was ex-military. He was a Marine. Like, and he's fucking smart. He picks up on things real quick. Real quick. Hyper vigilant. And fucking brilliant. It would not take him long to figure out certain things. Like there was a time when him and I were having a conversation and I was trying to have a serious conversation. And every time I asked him a question, he'd be like, we'll get back to that in a minute. And then he'd start on a new topic and start drilling me with new questions. And I'd answer his questions and follow it up with another question. He goes, we'll get back to that in a second. This. He was drilling me like an interrogation. He was cutting me off when I was talking. He wouldn't let me finish a sentence, wouldn't let me finish a thought. And I knew he was playing a fucking tactic on me. I knew he was trying to play mind games and break me. I knew. So instead of continuing to argue, I literally let him believe that he won. I let him believe that he was right. And I mental noted all of it. Like, okay, this is what the fuck I'm dealing with. What he's saying is, I'm not doing it. I'm not healing. I don't care. You're either going to do what I want you to do or you're not. And I don't care. Because he didn't. I was either going to benefit him around or he was going to do whatever he needed to do without me. Like, he didn't care. I just made his life easier. I just made his life easier. That's all I was doing. But he tried to break me mentally so many times. So many times. There was even a time where him and I were arguing because he was treating me like shit. He was being a fucking asshole. And I called him on it. And I told him, I think we need to go to a therapist. Like, I want to go to a counselor. Like, this relationship means something to me. I want to go to a counselor. He talked me in circles for 2 hours. For 2 hours. Going on 3 hours. Trying to convince me that I'm the one that needed therapy and that he was fine. I'm the one that needs therapy. He's fine. I'm the crazy one. And I said, no, like, this is what has been going on. And I was recalling things and he started gaslighting me. He's like, that's not even true. And I'm like, yes, it is. Like, yes, it is. I clearly remember having this conversation. He's like, we never had that conversation. That did not happen. Like, he was gaslighting me and I knew it. And I knew there was not going to be any way to end that conversation unless I fucking admitted that he was right. You're right. I do need counseling. It's me. I'm the problem. And I just broke down crying. Not because he was right. Not because I was crazy. I was in love with him. So maybe I was crazy and guilty of being crazy for that. But it hit me that I was not going to be able to get through to him. And he didn't want to make progress. He didn't love me. It was becoming more and more apparent. Despite the fact that I considered him my twin flame and wanted it to work more than anything else in the world. It was a nightmare. He thought I was crying because he broke through with me. Him and I had a breakthrough. I agreed that I needed therapy and that he was fine. I was crying. I was crying because I understood how lost he was, how far gone he was, that he would play those games, those tactics on me. Someone who loves him. I was crying because it was fucking sad. Not because he was right. You know? No different than when I had dreamed that he had cheated on me. The first time when I was with him. I dreamt it before I found out it was true. And I dreamt why he did it before it came true. And when I said something to him, he's like, oh, well, I guess it's a good thing it's just a dream. Knowing how I feel about dreams and timeline jumps, I fucking knew. I knew it wasn't just a dream. But I nodded and was like, yeah, good thing it's just a dream. Right? Not fucking dumb. We'll play dumb. We'll play dumb. Not fucking dumb. Not fucking dumb. And you're up against the liar. And you're up against the liar. Your intuition is like superpower. You're not dumb. You're hiding your gifts by playing dumb, but you're not dumb and you're not wrong. The liar. The liar is chaotic evil. The liar is love at its most treacherous. This is not the love that moves mountains. This is the love that rips the heart in two and causes lovers to leap to their deaths. This lamia can mean obsession, unrequited passion, or doomed love. You're dealing with a twin flame counterpart. And you're not dumb. You're not dumb. They're playing you, or at least they're trying to so hard. And or they are obsessed with your breaking if you are not with them anymore. Unrequited passion, doomed love, obsession. If the relationship is active, it's going to end. And if the relationship is already over, they're still haunting in your energy. They can't give it up. They're obsessed with the fact that you got away, if that's the case. They can't get over it. They cannot get over it. I'm going to use the mystical manga tarot. Spirit, put some insight into it, please, for secret codename Enchantress and those who are drawn to it. Yeah. Yeah, your ex-husband was like that, yeah. That's narcissism. That's narcissism. Not all narcissists are sociopaths or psychopaths, but all sociopaths and or psychopaths are narcissists. It is not fun. My mother used to do the same thing to my father. My mother used to do the same thing. Would drill him for hours and days and weeks. And after, God, I left, was it 9 years ago now? Almost a decade. 9 years ago would have put me at 30. My parents were together 30 years at the time. There was nothing left in my father. After 30 years of her, just boom, just belittling him, berating him, degrading him, diminishing him, just physically being abusive too. Like, there was nothing left of my father after 30 years. He didn't breathe without my mother's permission because he was so afraid of her. So afraid that he would piss her off and end up getting reamed for fucking hours. My father's a shell. There's no soul left in his eyes. It's gone. It's gone. It's not my father anymore. My father's gone. Yeah. Like, people got to know. People got to know. That kind of behavior, that is narcissistic. Taking no responsibility for themselves. It's all your fault. And they're trying to correct you. And discipline you and teach you a lesson. Teach you. Like, no. We got the World card in the reverse. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. The Ten of Swords in the reverse. My deck is upright. I already double checked it. It's upright. They're flipping out in the reverse. We got the Queen of Coin. Give me one more in clarities, please. The Ace of Swords. Clarities. Clarify the wheel reversed. The world reversed. The Eight of Swords. Came out with the Eight of Swords. All right, nothing else flipped. Clarify the Ace of Wands in the reverse. The Magician in reverse. Seven of Wands on the Ten of Swords. Queen of Wands on the Queen of Coin. And the Three of Coin on the Ace of Swords. Give me one more. Details. 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 Yeah. I'm hearing that Hold On song by 𝐤𝐫𝐵 again. Bottom of the deck is the moon. Top is the Hanged Man. You might be having dream battles with somebody. That's double Pisces. They're stuck. They're stuck. And they can't manifest without you. They can't manifest what they want without you playing along in the low vibratory energy. Like, they want to manifest what they want to manifest, but you're the fucking spark in the ignition. Without you, it's like the engine won't turn over. It's dead. But you've let go of the Ten of Swords. You've let go of the betrayal, and you're defending yourself with the Seven of Wands. You've got Queen of Coin energy, Queen of Wand energy. My spirit, right? Queen of Wands is mine. Queen of Coin. Queen of Coin is Taurian energy. She holds the coin. It's mine. It's my manifestation. You're talking about your spirit. Your soul is your own. The truth, this contract caused you fucking problems long enough. It caused you problems long enough. You held on until you literally couldn't fucking fight with it anymore. And you made the choice to unstick yourself. I'm getting like a sword from the stone imagery. Like you pulled the fucking sword out the stone and claimed your fucking status. They didn't know who they fucked with. Like the Enchantress, right? Like Beast, whoever this person is, the liar, they didn't know who they fucked with. And now they're frozen in time in this fucking castle that they're a prisoner in. With all their little items. They're itemized people. They're stuck. Trapped in their castle like it's a fucking prison. Because they were ugly on the inside. And they need you to set them free. The spell can't be broken. The spell can't be broken. And every spell has a caveat, right? Every spell has a caveat. There's a way to break the curse. But it requires enlightenment. It requires some kind of purity. It requires love. It requires love. Otherwise, this person, if they don't change, if they stay ugly inside, they're not going to make it. They're stuck. Just like Beast was terrified that he was going to be a beast forever, this person they want you to feed their energy so fucking bad. They want you to feed their energy so fucking bad. Yeah, they're pissed. They're pissed. They're not fulfilled. They're not fulfilled. They want you. They want you. You already took their fucking head off. You're in the process of humbling them. That Queen of Swords, cold. Took the fucking head off. took their fucking head off. Their ego. My God. Yeah, you married the universe. Yes, the fuck you did. The Hierophant with the universe card, that's the world card. You married the divine. You married the divine. You clicked into Saturn to balance things. You clicked into Saturn to balance things. Oh, karma. Saturn's karma. Saturn's karma. You made a choice. You made a choice. Venus and Scorpio to come out of it. The detriment of Venus and Scorpio. You chose to come out of it and reinvented yourself. The death card. Double Scorpio. You chose quote unquote death. Ego death. And married the divine. If this person was your flame, they're not your flame anymore. You 100% became your own twin flame. If that's the case. 100% became your own. Maybe even just realize that you were your own the whole time. This person is false. They're false and they're pissed that you moved forward. They're so fucking pissed. And they're tired. This transformation is tiring for them. King of Swords is on the bottom. They've got a sickle in one hand. Or a scythe. Sickle? It's the smaller of the two. And a sword in the other. And he's got two little like fairies, like little children holding up his arms because he's too weak to hold up his own damn arms. And the chariot looks like a fucked up wheelchair. This person, the King of Swords, they might be mentally fucking handicapped. They might most definitely have a psychological issue. Like sociopathy, right? Or psychopathy. They want your better nature. They want your better nature so bad. They want the Queen of Cups back. They want the Queen of Cups. They want the opportunity. But it's just to take again. It's just to take again. The moon hides all of the intention of the manifestation. And like I said, this person might have really strong Piscean energy. Emperor, the Chariot, the Devil, the Hermit. Like they would take it all and run and give it to a soulmate. Like they want you, like this, a great example, right? A great example. This is how triangulation works. And if you've read the 48 Laws of Power or the audio book of it, like, or you've researched it at all, there's something called triangulation. And it's very effective. It is. That's why jealousy is such an interesting tool that people use to get their way. Manipulation, right? Let's just say, and I'll use my own counterpart as an example. I haven't talked to him in years, first off. Okay, I don't actually know what's going on in his life or his reality. Don't care either, but I'm going to use a hypothetical situation, right? As if. Let's just say, for example, my counterpart is in a new relationship with the love of his life, right? Maybe the love of his life is a sociopath herself. Maybe she's fucking psychotic herself. Maybe she runs him into the fucking ground because they've got some Chiron wound, right? And he's sacrificing himself through and through for her. And she's just nasty. No matter what he does. No matter what he does. She's awful. Nothing's good enough. She's not nice. She's not nice. She's not kind. No matter what he does, out of love for her. And the only time that she ever gave a shit was when I was around. It's when I was around. When she was afraid he would go back to me, which he did at some point. They were together. He left her for me. Left her. She was so fucking furious when she found out that him and I were back together. So fucking furious. She got along very nicey nice, real well with him. They're cordial, civil. She's doing all the things he always wanted her to do. Being the version of her he always wanted her to be. And I left him. They get back together. Maybe now she's a complete fucking cunt and I'm not in the picture. Could you imagine if I reached out to him and said, hey, it's been a while and I miss you. I was just thinking of you. Hope you're doing okay. He wouldn't even have to respond. All he'd have to do is be like, guess who reached out to me today? Right to her. Guess who reached out to me today? And she'd look at him and she would fucking know it. And her heart would stop and he'd love it. And he'd love it. And he'd be like, yup, Grace. And she would get so worried that I'm back in the picture. She wouldn't be mean to him for fucking months off that text. Afraid that he'd respond. And he'd love that she'd be jealous and grateful for all that he gives her. She wouldn't be so mean. He would love it if I reached out. Why do you think he's in my dreams? Trying to make me jealous. Trying to literally triangulate my dreams. I don't fucking care. I don't care. Yep. Love bombing. Yep. Yep. It's like that. You married yourself. This person, whoever you're dealing with, wants your spark so bad because they can't have the manifestation that they want without you. They can't have it without you. They're happier together when they're both against you. But you're not around and you don't care. You don't want them back. You don't want them back. You took all the fun out of it for them. It's not fun anymore. They don't actually like each other. They don't actually like each other. Obviously, whoever they are is fucking miserable. They can't manifest anything. They're stuck. Hanged Man stuck. 8 of Swords stuck. Ace of Wands reversed. Magician reversed. They can't manifest shit without you. That's the low end, right? The low manifestation. They can't manifest shit without you. They want their low manifestation so bad, and you ain't on that vibe. You're not on the wavelength. Sorry. Right? Sorry, not sorry. If you want a better manifestation, you're gonna have to find yourself in better energy. You're not gonna take mine. You're not gonna take mine. You want to take my energy so that you can manifest what you want? It don't work like that. Not no more. If you want a better manifestation, you're gonna have to raise your fucking vibration instead of taking mine. That's where you're at. You are so fucking sovereign. So sovereign. Whoever this quote unquote person is, twin flame, whatever they are, false flame, I don't care how you label them, they're a fucking asshole. And you escaped. And you escaped. Married yourself, married source, went through a complete transformation, got out of your own way. You're no longer disbelieving in your own success, right? The 7 of Cups, that Scorpio Venus energy, the Lord of illusionary success is in reverse. It's not an illusion anymore. In the reverse, you're so fucking crystal clear. 7 of Cups in the upright is fog, confusion, debauchery, right? Indulgence, escapisms. No. Not you. You are balanced. You have your peace restored. The Two of Swords in this deck is the Lord of Peace restored. The Magus of the eternal gods, the Great One of the nighttime. You mastered it. You got out of the dang dark night, child of the great transformers. You got out. You got out of the greatest fucking trap, spiritual trap of your life. You escaped. Wow. That's divine confirmation for you. And they're stuck in their fucking prison. Their castle, their home, their everyday life is a fucking prison. And rightfully deserved for the bullshit they put you through. Because you literally gave everything, held on as long as you could until you couldn't anymore. You held on as long as you could, and you couldn't deny the truth. You couldn't deny the truth. You realized that the contract was a painful one. Wow. It only matters who submits, right? The theme. You said, I will never submit. Never. I don't care. I don't care if my ex starts throwing his birthday back on the clock. I don't care if he visits me in my dreams every fucking day. I don't care. I'll wake up laughing every time. Keep begging for my energy. Keep begging, right? It's that vibe. Keep fucking begging. Show up in my dreams every day just so I can laugh at the fact that you're still begging me for my energy. Go ahead. I think it's cute. And kudos to you for being in the same boat. Kudos to you. The fucking power you got. You were drawn to the Enchantress reading. That's the reading you were drawn to. That's the secret code name. Good for you. Good for you. We're soul femme through and through. Soul femme through and through. So fucking strong. So fucking strong in sovereignty. It's fucking wonderful. I'm so glad I got to read for you. So glad I got to read for you. What's the guidance, please, Spirit, for Enchantress and those drawn? Yeah. Be a badass love beam today. Be a badass love beam today. Yep. Yep. Alone now? Yep. Protected your energy and your family? Yep. Good for you, Christina. The back says, that's right. Today, it's your job to fill every room you go into with laser beams of love. If you can't do laser beams, then make your heart a bubble machine and fill the room with bubbles. If that doesn't work for you, then you should bring donuts to work. Donuts make almost everyone happy. Go forth with your mission, grasshopper. Go forth with your mission, grasshopper. Yes. Oh, fucking love beams. Oh, I love it. That's your presence. That's your presence. That's your power. That's your aura. That's what people feel when you walk into a room. That's what people feel when you walk into a room. The power of your sovereignty. The power of your conviction in your self-worth. Be a fucking badass love beam today. I love it. What a way to end the readings. What a way. I love it. Yeah, straighten that crown. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I love that I just got to do that reading. I fucking love it. We do not submit. We do not submit to that shit. Bitch, we out. Yes. 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 Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'm going to calm down and like go to bed after this. I'm going to be like fucking wired awake for hours just because I got to read your energy. I fucking love it. I love it. It is an honor to do these readings for you guys. It really is an honor of mine to be able to do these. If you do want your own, because that was the last secret code name of the night, this last secret code name. If you do want your own secret code name reading with me, they are up in the Etsy shop. There's tons more options. If you missed it, I go over it in the intro to this video. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. What a great moon. What a great moon event. There's so much power in y'all. You know, like you guys really do have so much power within yourselves. Sometimes maybe I think I'm guided to go live just to remind you. You know, just to remind you of that power in case it slipped your mind for a minute. You know, how powerful you are. You have choices in this life. You love yourself in this life. You deserve beautiful manifestations. Your power, your sovereignty. You have such beautiful blessings coming. If you caught this live, you have such beautiful blessings coming. I don't care if you caught the beginning, the middle, the end, or a snip. You have beautiful blessings coming. And Spirit needed you to know that. Until next time, guys, which is probably tomorrow. Until next time, you guys enjoy this beautiful full moon and the wonderful alignments that it brings. And I'll catch you later. Bye, fam.